Hi friends, I am Chetan Gupta, Managing Partner Epic and Associates LLP. We welcome you again to this 8th video of this web series that is One Concept, One Slide initiated by Epic. Today we will talk about Trade Receivable Discounting System that is commonly known as TReDS, its benefit registration requirement and various steps involved therein. You are welcome to share your queries, comments and feedback by any means given on the slide. Your suggestion on the content as well as topic are valuable to us. Micro, small and medium enterprises, despite the important role played by them in the economic fabrics of the country, continue to face constraint in obtaining adequate finance, particularly in terms of their ability to convert their trade receivable into liquid funds. In order to address this pan-India issue, Reserve Bank of India has set up an institutional mechanism for facilitating the finance of trade receivable of MSME vendors through multiple financiers known as TReDS. It is formed with the objective to facilitate MSME payments based on the buyer credit rating and facilitating discounting of receivables at competitive rates. TReDS is a digital platform for MSME to auction their trade receivable at a competitive rate through online bidding by the financiers. Has put in place a standardized mechanism or process which includes onboarding, factoring, auction, and settlement. The first step of the process is onboarding. It starts with the registration of an entity as a buyer, seller, or financer with the trade platform via execution of necessary document as may be required and giving the auto debit mandate for the buyer. Here means all corporate public sector undertakings and government departments buying goods and services from the MSME sellers. As per the notification dated November 2, 2018, issued by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, corporate with a turnover of more than 500 crore and specified PSUs were mandated to get registered on the TReDS platform as a buyer. Seller are the enterprises as registered under the MSME Act who provides goods or services to the corporates. The financier are the banks and NBFC factors who discount the factoring unit of the seller. It further involves verification and due diligence by the respective platform and payment of onboarding fees after the same. After successful onboarding comes the factoring stage. Establishment of buyer and seller relationship, that is buyer to send purchase order to the seller and delivery of goods and services from MSME seller to buyer. The next step is uploading of invoices by the seller. The third step is upon acceptance by the buyer, the invoice gets converted into the factoring unit which is eligible for the auction process on the TReDS platform. Here factoring unit means any invoice or bill of exchange on the platform. At present, we have established 3 platforms that they are as follows. One is the RXL, second one is a M1 exchange and third is a TReDS. The next step is the auction process. The financier registered with the TReDS platform bid for this factoring unit, thereby providing a competitive bid environment as well as multiple choice for the seller to accept from. That all-in cost quoted by the financier will be available on the TReDS. This price can only be viewed by the MSME seller and not available for other financiers. It is further provided that the safeguarding the financier funds, TReDS would also review the need of CERSAI registration as soon as feasible after the factoring unit has been accepted for financing by a financier. The seller from the available bid as made by the financier accept the most suitable bid with respect to the provided amount and on such terms and conditions as may be prescribed. On acceptance of the bid by the seller, an obligation is generated by the TReDS platform on the parties involved to fulfill the terms and conditions and payment obligation as may be applicable on them. After the auction process, the next step involved is the settlement process, which is the mechanism that ensures timely settlement of funds. There are 3 legs that are involved in this process. In leg 1, on acceptance of the bid by the seller, the financier is required to disburse the amount agreed upon to the seller within 48 hours thereof, that is T plus 2 days. Further, in leg 2, on the due date, the financier will have to receive the funds from the buyer. Default by the buyer on the due date, if any, will be handled by the buyer and will not be responsibility of the TReDS platform. Leg 3. In the event that a factoring unit remain unfinanced, the buyer will have to pay directly to the MSME seller outside of the TReDS on due date. Coming to the next point for discussion, that's why would any entity register itself on the TReDS platform? What are the benefits of the registration on the TReDS platform? As a seller, improved cash flow without recourse, alternate finance for buyer, streamlined vendor payments, and seamless ERP integrations, improved procurement, flexible payment terms. As a financer, expansion of business, low risk, and easy reconciliation. Moving forward and looking at some important takeaways, TReDS may undertake some random audit to ensure that the factoring unit uploaded on the exchange are automatic and authentic and based on genuine underlying transaction involving the sale of goods or services. There would be a one-time agreement drawn up amongst the participants stating the terms and conditions of dealing between them. The system would also generate due date reminders to the relevant parties, including notification to be issued to the bankers when factoring unit is financed and notification to the buyer once a factoring unit related to their transaction is traded. Ministry of Corporate Affairs also started issuing notices to the entities which are mandatorily required to register under the TReDS. Friends, that was a quick glance on the registration and working of the TReDS platform as set up by the Reserve Bank of India. With your further support, we will share more videos on the more useful topic in the near future. Would request to share your views in case you want to cover any specific topic. Your suggestions are valuable to us. You can refer over other videos already published on the YouTube channel on topics IPF, board governance, SBO, startup, Sector Standard 1, Sector Standard 2, and board report. You may subscribe for our weekly light, monthly light newsletter for all updates in the area of SEBI, FEMA, Companies Act, etc. Or you may follow our Facebook and LinkedIn page for daily updates by referring the details given on the slide in the description box below. Thank you, friends. This is Chetan Gupta, Managing Partner, APEC and Associates LLP.